Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Ortho Lightning Takes. And let's get right to the news.
To start out, John Boyega said something kind of interesting, something kind of fun. I would be very interested to see if this could come true. He was asked at Dragon Con, where he had an appearance, about the possibility of being in Spaceballs too.
Okay.
He said, "My phone hasn't rung yet, so I have to come here and just say it. They could pick up the phone and give me a call. Let me make Spaceballs legit." Yeah, that's right. He wants to be in Spaceballs too.
I think they'll find a way to put him in if he really wants to be, as long as there's no weird
Yeah.
kind of where Lucasfilm wouldn't want him in there. I mean, Lucasfilm is obviously okay with this, I believe, them doing it, but having one of their characters in there might be a
Well,
little
he probably
much.
wouldn't be playing Finn.
Well, no,
He'd
of
be
course he wouldn't be playing
playing.
Finn, but he could be
He'd
playing.
be playing Nif, the hero
I
Jedi.
was just gonna say I was gonna do the exact same thing, but make him a Jedi too. That would be the funny part.
Right. It would be great because he would be the character we all thought he was going to be,
Yes,
and it would be amazing and hilarious. And I would watch it even harder. I don't know why I
I
said
don't
it
know what
that
that
way,
means, but yeah,
but I think that would be a fantastic idea. I think it'd be really fun
it
to
would be
bring back
hilarious to have
Finn,
him be a
the
Jedi in
character
it.
that we all wanted him to be.
Well, not a Jedi, but you know,
What? Yeah, he's strong in the
just
Schwartz.
strong in the Schwartz. Yes.
But I think it could be fun. I think it could be a lot of fun, and that's fun is something I enjoy.
I mean, if he's throwing it out there, I'm sure they'll make it happen. I don't know that he's gonna be like the star of it, but he probably
No,
could cameo in there, right?
yeah, they could bump into him and they could joke like, "Hey, no, you're in the wrong movie, dude." I mean, they did run into their own stunt doubles in the first one,
Yes,
so
anything could happen. It's
they could just say,
Spaceballs.
"Oh, you must be from the other movie." They don't even have to
Yeah.
reference it. We'd all know.
I am curious to see how they spoof the sequels because I'm assuming it's going to be a spoof of the
Hey,
sequels,
hey,
right?
hey! It is a non-prequel, non-reboot
Yeah,
sequel, part two with reboot elements, franchise expansion film.
yeah.
That is what they said.
It's a spoof of the sequels. Let's be real. It's gonna be
No, I just
glorious.
told you what it was, and I'm not repeating that. That is
No,
a mouthful.
like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with this, and it could be fun to see John Boyega, to see Finn or Nif.
Be
I
Nif.
hope his name is Nif. I
That'd
hope
be
we're
even better.
hope we're on the right track. Yeah,
Yes.
Nif the
Instead of
powerful.
Finn, it's
Yes,
Niff because
yes.
it's funny. Okay, now let's get into a heavier topic that I was kind of thinking about and I was reading about. There's a thing George Lucas did when he was in charge of Star Wars.
Make
He,
good movies.
do you want to hear me talk or just try and
I
be funny?
just I well, you know me.
He used animated features, you could say, to fill in plot holes or add story
Expand the
elements,
galaxy.
expand the galaxy, but things that maybe should have been in the movies.
If you had infinite time, yeah, okay.
He used the Clone Wars to explain so much that we needed that information about Anakin.
Well, needed. I think
I
you could
think
put
needed.
quotations around. I think it enhances his story
But
a
you could say
lot.
that his story benefited. Watching those
Yeah,
movies with the Clone Wars benefited hugely.
yeah. I mean, well, the Clone Wars themselves really are not covered in the movies, which is kind of funny. There,
Right.
you get the beginning and you get the end. You don't get anything in between.
So you could say that he used the Clone Wars to add in elements of the movies that he just didn't have time to put in,
Yes,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
I feel like that's a little bit of a detriment because so many people won't watch animation
We've talked
because
about it
it's
many
it's
times. It's like
animation and it had the
cartoon.
stigma.
Yes,
It has less of that stigma now, but there was definitely a
it's
stigma
fading.
back then.
It's fading, but it's still, like I said, it's still there in the. Tends to be in the older generations. Won't watch cartoons.
But I worry that Disney's making the exact same mistake.
How so?
Disney is going, you know what we should do? We should make a show called The Resistance. Yeah, and in
It was
that
just
and in that
resistance, but yeah.
show, we're gonna explain stuff from the first movie to make it make sense.
It did a little.
It did a little.
That was probably the most exciting Resistance was the end of the first season. Kind of ties into
Hmm.
the Force Awakens stuff a little bit with Starkiller Base and
Yeah.
stuff. I
Well,
don't
and
know.
then the biggest controversy from the sequels, Palpatine's resurrection, Palpatine somehow
Return,
returning,
yeah.
should have been explained in the movies. And instead, what do they do? They're like, let's make the Bad Batch. In this last season, we're gonna just like circle the drain here about how this is how Palpatine's doing Project Necromancer.
Yeah, and we really didn't get much about that.
No, but we got a little bit more in
Yeah,
depth of what was happening. He was kidnapping like Force sensitives and trying to use their DNA
Which goes all the way
to
back to
do
Clone
more
Wars, too.
cloning DNA of Jedis, yeah, all that
And
stuff.
into Rebels, too. He's just loves stealing
But
children.
I feel like this is a mistake because the somehow Palpatine return with no explanation is a joke.
Yeah.
And then Disney goes, you know what we should do? We'll just explain it in other stuff. We'll put it in animation. There
Well,
you
what
go.
do you do at this
There's some
point,
sort of an
though?
explain. But they should incorporate, and it's just what I'm talking about. These are just examples. I feel like pertinent information, they can't keep shying away from exposition, that it has to be just put in there. I just feel like the sequel trilogy has missed out on exposition. It's the Dave Filoni syndrome where he talks about in Mando all the things that were cut out of Mando, especially in season 3, because he thought we needed more nail-biting action rather than explanation.
Yeah. I mean, even in the OT, you had, say, in episode 4, A New Hope, or just Star Wars, as many of us used to call it. You have Obi-Wan talking to Luke. In episode 5, Empire Strikes Back, you have Yoda telling Luke about the Force. In Return of the Jedi, you have Obi-Wan telling him about what happened to his father, the true story, the not from a certain point of view story. So
instead,
you did have
Filoni
all
would have
that.
cut all those conversations out and just gone, you know, let's put a fight in here. Here's a training montage. Let's do one of those.
It is okay to do exposition from time to time, to not always have to show everything.
Andor was built on exposition.
It really was. It
like
really
rebellions
was.
are built on hope.
I mean, there's a ton of exposition. Andor is a lot of people sitting around talking to each other.
I don't think I need an
excellent.
animated show to explain how anything in Andor worked, because Andor told me and gave me all the information I needed to know.
So what are you getting at here overall?
I'm worried that with upcoming animation projects, I want Disney, and I'm hoping with Maul Shadow Lord, that they contain their own stories and aren't solely built to answer questions from other projects.
I think
should have
Maul
just been
Shadow
in them.
Lord is gonna. I don't
Stick
know.
to itself?
No, I think it's.
Do you think it's going to continue explaining the return of Palpatine?
No, I
But
don't
it could?
know. I mean, we do have potentially Darth Talon in there, which is a whole new thing. Not in the I mean, she's in the EU, but she's obviously nowhere in the current Disney canon.
Correct.
So that could be its own new thing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like we know Maul's endpoint. We know where he left off. We have all these bits and pieces. So it really isn't. I mean, it's going to be its own thing to a degree, but a lot of it is like, oh, this is this point in his timeline where we have all the other bits of his timeline. So how new and different can it possibly be? It has to conform or fit into this.
But Maul's story, majority of it, is told through animation, so I don't have a problem with that.
I'm not saying I have a problem.
My concern is, let's say we all watch Starfighter. I'm just using it as an example. Or Mandalorian and Grogu, and they introduce something in there, and then everyone goes, well, I don't understand that. Is there going to be like another animated project that goes, here's the explanation, because we didn't explain it in the project we should have?
No, I think Starfighter is going to be very self-contained.
Okay. Well, not just it's just an example.
No, I think I know what you're getting at here, yeah.
I just don't want them to think the audience is so afraid of exposition that they just keep cutting it out in favor of, we'll put it somewhere else someday. It's fine. All right, let's move into new this week in Star Wars, etc. And we will start out with etc. Because on Tuesday, James Gunn's Superman will be coming to home release on Blu-ray. It is already available on HBO Max, so
enjoy
that.
if you haven't seen it yet. Or
it's actually a fun movie.
Yeah,
I would suggest giving it a watch if you haven't. I'm not suggesting you buy it, but, rent it or whatever.
Whatever you do.
Whatever you do. On Wednesday for comics, we have Dr. Aphra, Chaos Agent number 4. After months in the New Republic service against her will, Dr. Aphra and Chewbacca are tasked with providing security for a vital diplomatic mission on a remote desert kingdom. But a connection from the past threatens to upend the whole event. Who's this mysterious saboteur? And will they successfully foil Aphra's operation? On Thursday, we'll be having voice chat at 8 p.m. Central Time. Everyone who is in the Discord, of course, is welcome to attend. And if you want to be on the Discord, join the Patreon, $1 a month, and you can come and chat with us every Thursday.
Hello there.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be all I've got for the week, though.
All right, well, then that's all we got for you this time. So it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news or of Naboo's ramblings. Whatever the case may be, leave your comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.